Let's go into that.
Well, the kids were between the ages of 12 and 14. Jay Storm's at least 12, and his girlfriend, I think, is 13. And the other, David Hawk, is actually 13, I believe. And, but how it started is not, I reveal it a little bit each time in the books, because I have at least 3 of them that I'm trying to get out. I can't really get into it right now because I really don't know yet.
Okay.
How it's going to turn out yet. But, I have an idea, but, I really can't give it out because I have to make sure that it's right. I mean, it's not like it's like, it just happened. There is a reason for it.
Uh-huh.
And I just have to figure out what that reason is yet.
Yeah.
It's a little tough.
Yeah.
I mean, like The Walking Dead so far, they haven't said anything on how theirs happened either. So, I mean, in most cases, most of them, like, movies don't tell you how it happened. It just pops in,
Well, that's
so, I don't know.
That's what, I kind of miss. I can't remember which franchise of the not Walking Dead, but of the zombie
movies.
Yeah, the one where they find these waste barrels by a river. It was supplying.
Yeah, that one there. That was kind of weird too. I watched that one as well. Yeah, that one there is I'm not quite sure exactly what that one was called, but it was kind of strange that they had those.
But
it's a nuclear one for that one. It was nuclear of some sort, but
But it gave a plot, though. I mean, how they started anyway. People were drinking the water, and when they died, then they came kind of back to life. And instead of going to the grocery store and buying steak, they decided to eat their neighbors or whoever walked by. I mean, and gave them the good meaning of fresh brains. And, I'm just wondering how long they can keep these franchises going of zombies. And I can't think of the cable. Well, I know the cable company, but the one that kind of makes fun of the zombies, it's filmed over in Washington State in Yakima area. And, it's just like, I don't know. The zombie thing has really taken hold. And, I'm just kind of curious. Tim, what would you do, honestly, if you woke up in the morning and all of a sudden, life has changed as we know it, and, you've seen all this national disaster going on of people, running down the street, in their nightgowns getting chased by a zombie, it'd be kind of scary.
Yeah, it would. Well, I live near a cemetery, so I'd be the first to know.
Yeah. But I don't know. It'd be kind of creepy having something like that come out,
Oh, yeah. I mean, but, and I'd probably try to survive, because, I live like 3 floors up in an apartment. So, I mean, I probably, would barricade the doors downstairs somehow, but, just to keep them out.
Yeah, and make sure you have enough food for last for a little while. But that the movie 28 Days
again,
like the movie 28.
Yeah, there again. I mean, food. Yeah, it always comes down to food, even with the zombies, because their basic instinct is just to eat. It doesn't matter what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And even for us, we'd start faster than the zombies would, because they, just out there. But the 28 Days, I really didn't get into that one. I didn't watch that one.
Well, kind of what I liked about that one is, it was a little bit more realistic, but it had a plot to it. The plot was at the 28 days that the zombies were dying off of hunger, and it, like The Walking Dead, it doesn't seem like they're dying off. And if all the people are gone, I mean, I'm surprised that, what are they eating to keep going? They just seem to keep going on and on and on. even if they don't eat anybody, and at least like on 28 days, they started, just like shriveling up and dropping over dead. So I mean, that gave it kind of some type of plot to it. So I mean, but
well, you figure there's billions of things out there in the world to eat, like cats, dogs, horses, people.
People.
So, I mean,
hey, look at that fat person. He's going to be, hey, I shouldn't say that. I'm fat. But I mean, hey, he can't get away at Fresh Brains, But, I've been really into these, like I was fairly young when the first, Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Dead, or whatever that was, came out. And I remember it was, black and white film. The actors weren't very good. Right. The film, direction, was not very good, but it was, it had a good plot, for a B movie.
Yeah.
And it was kind of scary, and you kind of give you an idea like what happened if something like this actually happened. And then, they just kept grinding the movies out because people kind of like it. And evidently, look how many years now The Walking Dead has been on and people are still eating it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And that's pretty much my inspiration for this. I mean, most of my books come from dreams, but this one actually came from all the zombie movies I've ever watched. Never seen a kid in any of them, except for maybe a zombie kid, but,
Well, Walking Dead did have a kid, but now he's got bit and he's shot himself in the head and he's gone.
Yeah, well, he was actually already a teenager, but you'd think there'd be actually more kids out there,
Yeah.
Still trying to survive out there, That's where most of the people actually go wrong, I think. I mean, there's families out there, always, so why wouldn't somebody, think of, well, hey, there's a kid's perspective. I mean, even if the kids, learn how to hunt and use a gun, that's how they would survive.
Wow.
Maybe came from like a hand-to-hand combat, like from China or something. They learn how to survive doing that.
Yeah, it'd be scary though, wouldn't it be? If like you watch your parents get ate up and the guts pulled out, ate in front of you, and you survive. Wow. And you're like 6 years old.
Yeah, exactly. But that's exactly what my book actually ensues, because these kids in my Screwed Up World book, they actually had to kill their parent. And one Jay Storm, he really didn't like his sister to begin with, and so when she fell out the window there in the book, he goes, well, I told her to stay out of my room, but that's how I wrote it. But
oh, wow.
But yeah, I mean, for those kids, to take and have to shoot your own parents, what would it do to your psyche? If you didn't have another good friend behind you to help you through that, it would actually take a toll on you. Well, even if you're an adult, you'd have to kill your own parents or whoever,
Well, it would be emotional stress, but I guess, too, when you start watching your friends get ate in front of you, too, that would really, I don't care what age you are, but for a kid, though, it really could do some psychological damage. I mean, but then again, if all the adults are pretty... Now, in your book that you're doing, I mean, or whatever, is there any adults left at all, or just kids, basically?
Oh, there's some adults. I mean, they helped them through, most of it, too. But, they actually grow up in the books. They didn't stay teenagers the whole way through the book here, the first book that I have. They actually grew up and, they're still helping others that are still out there. I mean, there's usually always survivors somewhere,
Yeah.
But, they had some adults help them out along the way, but they all got killed or what have you, too, because, us adults are pretty slow.
Yeah, I imagine kids, they can run really fast and, the walkers are rather slow. Except, I saw one movie here a couple months ago on Comet Network. It was kind of a zombie movie, and those zombies actually ran. So, I mean, that kind of like, I looked at zombies running. Come on, they don't have the brain power to run, and then kind of wrecked the whole plot of the movie. I looked at the movie and I figured, hey, this is a good comedy.
Well, again, it depends on how long the zombie has been a zombie. I mean, if you've only been a zombie for maybe a week or two, you still have all your muscle mass and, your abilities to move a little faster. And as you progress as a zombie, you start to decay, so you slow down and you start to fall apart.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much, it pretty much goes in the direction of, zombie, half dead, dead.
Yeah, well, that's
falls apart.
That's the only thing, I notice. I mean, how many years now has The Walking Dead been on? And, the zombies, a lot of them are still pretty much, fresh. And that kind of,
I know.
Yeah, I would think after 8 years or 7 years or whatever it's been on, or 6 years or whatever, I would think, there would be no more zombies left. They would all be gone. They would all been starved to death. I mean, there's only so many rabbits running around in the forest, and of course, again, if you're a zombie, and the rabbit's going to outrun you anyway.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
possible. But,
of course, if you're outrunning,
you're outrunning something.
Yeah.
Well, even people can outrun you too after a certain period of time, but. I think that's the reason why they always seem to go in hordes, a bunch of at a time, wandering in the same direction.
Yeah. And what was that one with the zombie movie where they were held up in a mall?
Yeah, that one there. I've seen that one too. They had like Burt Reynolds and the guy was shooting at them.
I believe that's Dawn of the Dead. Dawn of the Dead on that one.
I can't remember that.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead on that one.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I think that was. Oh, yeah.
Is my mic on?
Yeah, and
yeah. Can you? We have Kevin on here. Can you hear him at all?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
I can hear him. Yeah.
Hey, I got a quick question. What is your favorite type of zombie?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, the uglier ones probably are pretty funny looking. I mean, depending on but the slower type are probably my better zombie because they're easier to kill.
Well, I think
you can actually evade them if you need to.
Well, I think that's how they pulled us in on The Walking Dead because during the first episode, all the zombies were walking slow when they should have actually, what you said, they should have been, running because they would have more muscle mass when
but would they have
when the sheriff woke up from his coma.
Yeah, but the thing is too, the zombies don't have a brain functional. They got a brain stem. So is your brain stem going to tell you, hey, go out and run? I mean, the only thing they have is the hunger, and the hunger is, I guess, fresh brains. But that's not true,
and
they like eating your guts and liver too,
They just eat anything. I mean, it's just a basic instinct. It's just like an animal.
Yeah, they wouldn't want to come over here and eat my wife's cooking. I can tell you that.
In the original,
I'm sorry if my wife is listening. I apologize, and she's only given me in 40 years of marriage food poisoning twice, so that's not bad.
That sounds good. In the original Night of the Living Dead, you can see some of the zombies. Like as the movie progresses, there was a little scene where this older zombie was pulling like maggots off one of the trees, and she was putting it in her mouth. So they don't just eat humans. They'll eat anything that's like crawling around. It's just depending on the type of zombie,
Hey, maybe we should take Freeway out to one. But I too, and I guess the makeup now, and the effects that they can do nowadays.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's so much more realistic.
World
I mean,
War Z.
and they chop a head off, and you see all this blood flying. I mean, when you start looking at the original Night of the Dead or whatever it was. I mean, you look at that, and I mean, it was really nothing. When they got shot, there was no blood ever. I mean, and you could actually, on some of the close-ups, you could see all that makeup they packed on their face like you wouldn't believe.